Let's go ahead right now and go back to Brian in Pennsylvania. He was bringing up the situation with truck driving. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I know what you have told us about Maury Strom talking about shutting down our industry. Well, trucking is a big part of industry. If they shut us down to 8 hours a day, it's going to be hard enough when there is not enough trucks to move the freight now to keep stores stocked. It's in the proposal stage.
Well, they're going to make you cheat, and they're going to digitally, with the RFID scanners, track you. And big corporations, here's an example. Tyson's allowed to have all the violations they want in chicken production to have a semi-monopoly. BP's allowed to have many more times violations than anybody else, and they're given all the safety awards. So small companies are going to be shut down, and globalists are going to be able to have their truck drivers drive 100 hours a week. Go ahead.
Well, it gets worse than that. They've proposed this bill. It's called a broker reform bill. A lot of brokers snatch up all the freight because if you own your own company and you have your own authority, you don't have to use a broker. You can go to a company and contract loads. They're trying to stop that with this bill. They make it sound good because they're, you know how they do it. They go after, they say, we're going to get those evil brokers for stealing.
Yeah, no, I mean, the big multinational transportation companies are shutting everybody down. That's what the New World Order is. The global corporate mega monopolies, they get to do business and do whatever they want and dump as much toxic waste as they want in the Gulf or have their plants blow up in Houston, and they don't get in trouble.
Well, in the bill for the broker reform bill, they are going to, it's part of the bill says that if you own a company, you have to go through a broker, but they're going to make it so expensive that you won't have as many brokers because then we'll stay in business. They're raising the broker rates that you have to be bonded at from $10,000 to $100,000.
Sure, you're not going to be able to go to truck school and get a license and get a truck. You don't do that in America. You go through the global mafia.
That is correct. I mean, they're shutting down our industry, and people need to get involved. But one other thing, they're doing this hours of service change under the guise of safety. But if people actually do the research, the statistics say 75% of accidents that are caused between a big truck and a civilian vehicle, is 75% of them are the civilian vehicle's fault. So what is the safety issue when it's proven that truck driving is one of the safest industries out here because we're trained...
Well, look, but notice the media always demonizes truck drivers. When I've seen the statistics, I know you're telling the truth, just like they demonize the Internet because they want to take control of it. And I've also seen some statistics, you can pull these up, put out even by the Federal Transportation Administration, that in states where they have rules on restricting how much a trucker can drive, they end up driving faster and more reckless because they've got to get the load there than when they've got more time.
That is correct. I'm spoiled. My boss man tells me to run legal, and I do 2 runs a week up to the northeast from the south, and I'm able to do it under the rules we got. But if they change the rules, I won't be able to do it because that'll mean a pay cut. That'll mean everything. It'll shut down the industry. And I got one more point, and I'll let you go. I heard this morning, I'm trying to get the documents, that they are training at the hospitals and to not tell us about RFID implantation through the vaccine.
Stay there. But Brian in PA was bringing up one final point. He just dropped off. He wanted to bring up, well, you heard him at the end of the last hour. He was saying he's heard that they're putting RFID in the vaccines. There are patents for that, and there are patents for RFID in pills that you take. But more important, they have gene marker viruses where the viruses go in and do all sorts of different things to your body, your brain, your organs, but they can also create viral markers in your body to track you. So all of this high-tech science that could be used to extend life and empower humanity, it's almost all being used to enslave and to control. Look, we had upwards of 30% infant mortality over 100 years ago. And sanitation, running water, and the miracles of modern medical science fixed a lot of that. So people fell in love with Western science and medicine because you still had a good country and good doctors by and large. Then around the 1910, 1920s, 30s, eugenics totally took over the U.S. 34 states passed laws for forced sterilization, and medicine got taken over by psychiatry and the eugenicist. This is all mainline history. I mean, you just go research it. It's not really taught in schools, but it's in the mainline text of history. And so now, medicine's still got somewhat of a good name, but it's losing it because they just brainwash and train the medical people and the doctors and the nurses to carry out things that they're told are good, and most of it's very, very bad. What is it, 300,000+ people die of malpractice in surgeries alone? Hundreds of thousands of infection, hundreds of thousands from bad drug interactions. The most dangerous place in the world is a hospital. Then after that, it's your supermarket. So many people, go in for a minor surgery and die of the superbugs in the hospital. Or doctors chop off the wrong leg. Or they take out the wrong kidney. And it gets worse under the National Health Service. England is a complete nightmare. I mean, you can come in having a miscarriage, they don't give you care for 2 days. You can come in with your leg chopped off, you're going to bleed to death. They always use foreigners. The National Health Service for the lower class is all run by a bunch of non-English speaking people with quack medical degrees from third world nations. Hope you all enjoy it.